This just arrived. It's the Tonor TD510. It is an XLR USB microphone. Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we are obviously talking about this microphone here, the Tonor TD510. Now, this is the second microphone that Tonor has sent to me. The first one was the TC30, which I reviewed, I believe, about a year ago. I'll link that in the card here in the corner if you're interested in that microphone. But I'll just start this review by saying these two microphones are night and day difference, and the cost difference is only about $20. Currently, you can pick up the TC30 for about $32. The Tonor TD510, which we'll talk about today, is retailing for about $52 or $53 at the time of this video. That said, let me tell you about some of the features of the Tonor TD510. First of all, I could tell straight out of the box that this was a solid microphone, just based on the build quality. This is solid metal from the mic capsule, the grate around the mic capsule, to the casing of the rest of the microphone itself, to the arm, and all the components that attach the arm to the mic and to the mic stand, all metal. Very good quality build on this microphone. A couple of the features of this mic that make it a pretty versatile microphone is that it has both USB-C and XLR connectivity. And while I'm at it, here on the back of the microphone, you can also see the headphone jack that you can plug in to monitor your audio. Now, the microphone itself has the arm it's not big enough to swivel all the way around the microphone. So I have it positioned now so that I can use it for a tabletop stand like this, and the logo will be right side up and the controls will be right there on the top. But you can unscrew this knob, you can flip it around so that you can use it with an overhead boom stand as well, and then have the controls right there at the top too. But for now, I'm going to connect it to this mic stand, this tabletop stand. We're going to plug in the USB-C and we're going to check out how it sounds. So now we're all plugged in. I have the microphone running through the USB-C port into an adapter that you can see just off camera here that I pull in USB-A into a USB-C connector into my computer. And this is how this microphone sounds. If you can see the top of the microphone here, we have the mute button on and off. It's on now, so you can hear me. And we have the gain control selected. So plus or minus gain that you may need. And I can, if you hold this button down, it will switch to the headphone monitoring knob, or headphone monitoring control volume, and I can turn that up or down as necessary without impacting the gain coming out of the microphone. So I'll switch back here to the gain so that we can play with that a little bit as we go. Now, my initial thoughts on the sound quality of this microphone is that I'm actually, again, quite impressed, especially for the cost of this budget microphone that's running around $52 or $53 at the time of this video. Now, I did, if you notice, I took the headphone control or the headphone jack out of the back of the microphone that you saw maybe just a moment ago and plugged it into my laptop. I feel like there's a different sound that I was getting. So I don't know if that has something to do with the mechanism, how you monitor straight out of this mic versus out of a laptop or whatever interface potentially you could be using, which we'll check out here in just a moment. But it does have a deeper, richer sound that I can tell coming through the laptop than I could really coming out of the back of the microphone itself. So it is a great feature. The sound was a little bit different than I anticipated coming out of the two different outputs, but still a good quality microphone. You can hear from this. I'm curious what you think of the sound quality that you're hearing right now coming out of this microphone. Previously, it was coming out of a mic that's attached to my shirt that you can see here, a lapel mic that I just have clipped on, but now the audio is coming out directly from the Tonor TD510, and I'm curious what you think. Let me know in the comments what you think of the sound quality. Now, this is the USB-C connection. We're going to switch over here in just a moment to an XLR connection. And I'm going to flip the mic around, put it on a boom stand so that you'll be able to see that, how it looks, and hear how it sounds. So now, as you can see, I have flipped the microphone arm around, put it on this overhead stand with the beautiful Tonor logo facing out just for good measure. And I've connected it now via an XLR cable into my audio interface, running into my laptop and recording that way. And this is how this microphone sounds with the XLR cable. Now, full disclosure, I do have it running through a dynamite stick that provides some additional gain, just so I didn't have to crank the gain up too much on my interface. But this is how it would sound even without that if you just crank the volume up or crank the gain up on that interface. So good quality sound. The mute button doesn't necessarily work when you're using just XLR, but if you have the USB-C cable plugged into it, you would still have that functionality. I do not, so I can't mute this mic this way. I can mute it other ways. So while I have the mic here, I will just say this, that I'm always a little tempted when I have a mic on a boom stand like this that you've probably seen in other videos. I'm tempted to move it all around to get it to the spot where I tend to be comfortable as I talk. So as I move the mic around like this, I can hear some crumpling and some popping noises in my headphones that I'm sure that may be a little faint after some editing. I'll try not to do too much, but I'm sure you can hear some of that in the mic itself. Now, the other problem is, for me personally, because I wear my wedding ring here on my left hand and I have the mic position here on my left side, the hand I normally grab that with has the wedding ring, and that's just an issue for me that I need to work out. I probably just need to stop touching the microphone, really. That's the truth of the matter. Now, I do need to point out that this is a dynamic cardioid microphone, which means the polar pattern, the pickup pattern of this microphone is directly in front of the mic. So as I turn the mic, you'll be able to hear, hopefully, a difference from the front of the mic to the side of the mic to the back of the mic. So what I'll do now, I'll talk directly into the front of the microphone so you can hear how it sounds. Now I'm going to rotate the mic 90 degrees and see how much sound it picks up and how much sound it rejects. And then I'll rotate all the way to the back of the microphone, talking in the same tone of voice, same volume, same level of gain, to see how it sounds. And then I'll rotate it all the way back to the front of the microphone. So a good dynamic microphone with a cardioid pickup pattern will do a great job of picking up what's in front of it and rejecting the noise coming from the sides and the back of the microphone. And I think I could hear, as I tested that out, I'm sure you could hear from this video as well, the difference. Now, I will say this, that we have a mower running just outside. Upstairs, our back windows are open. We have a neighbor mowing the lawn. And with a previous microphone, a cardioid condenser microphone, I could hear earlier today that noise coming through the microphone. And I'll be silent for just a moment to see if you can hear the mower noise in this microphone. I definitely do not hear it. I'm curious if you hear a mower coming through or any other room noise coming through this microphone in that silence. So that's the Tonor TD510 USB XLR dynamic cardioid microphone. Now let me share a few of my thoughts. I've shared a few as I've gone, but let me share a few of my thoughts in closing and wrapping up this video about the quality of this mic, who I think it would be good for, and why you should or should not buy this microphone. Let me start by saying I do think this is a good quality microphone. I was impressed when I opened the box. I felt the weight. I plugged it in. I listened to the sound for the first time. I used this on a video conference meeting just to kind of get a feel for the sound. I played with it a little bit off camera, and I'm actually quite impressed with the sound quality of this microphone, especially at this price point. At $53, there are links to pick up this microphone in the description below if you're interested in picking it up. It is a budget microphone, but it is a great sounding and great quality budget microphone. So who's this mic for? Well, let me just say this. I would again, based on the price, recommend this microphone to beginning podcasters, beginning YouTube content creators, people who are just trying to feel out what they really want to do, what they hope to do with their channel, with their podcast. They're looking for something quality to get them started. I would recommend this microphone to that person. But I would also recommend this microphone to someone that's looking for a quality dynamic microphone and they don't want to spend a lot of money on it. You see, there's $500 mics that I did some reviews on here in some previous videos that I'll put some links in the description there if you're interested in that. And there's $50 microphones. And the $50 microphones, I will say, this being one of them, the quality that's coming out of the mic is pretty impressive. So if you're looking for a dynamic microphone on a budget, whether you're a beginning podcast or beginning YouTube content creator or not, if you're looking for a quality dynamic microphone that's going to drown out and cancel out a lot of the additional outside room noise and pick up just your voice directly in front of it without a lot of tweaking and manipulation in post-production, this mic could be for you. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Let me know what you think. If you've used this microphone, if you're looking at this microphone, or now that you've heard this microphone, if it's something that you're interested in checking out and purchasing for yourself. And again, if so, links are in the description. That's it for today. I'll see you in the next video.